Question and answer time. I got a great message from one of my followers who told me that her mother is the alcoholic in her life, and she was having a hard time reconciling that. Like, how is she supposed to deal with that? Her mother is in her 70s. So what I'm thinking, in this last 5 years, she said it's really escalated, right? Her drinking. And that happens a lot to the elderly, especially after retirement or after one of the spouses dies. I don't know what the actual situation is with this woman, because it was just a brief text asking me, how do I can't put up with this anymore. So there's a few questions I don't know about, but I'll give a few scenarios for her. One is, it sounds like maybe your mom knows, like you've already talked to your mom about it, and she doesn't want to quit. So, do you have brothers and sisters? Do they know what's going on? Do they live close to you guys? Does everybody know that your mom is having problems? With the elderly, you got other medications, you've got doctors involved, you've got a lot of people involved, and it's a little bit hairy. So you want to just make sure that family knows what's happening, right? And that she doesn't want to get help. And then you need to decide what you're going to do. The best way to make that decision is go to Al-Anon. Go to Al-Anon. See, when you have an alcoholic and addict in your life, it doesn't mean that you have to cut them off, right? A lot of people end up living and loving their alcoholic addict. They just have boundaries around it. Al-Anon can teach you to do that. Other people decide they don't want to do that anymore, and they leave the relationship until the person can get help, right? Until the person changes their mind. So there's a couple ways to handle it. I don't know what you want to do here, but I suggest, so you can figure it out, go to Al-Anon. There are people there that know exactly how you feel, and you need a support group for this, okay? So that's the first thing. The next thing I need to tell you is, despite her age, if an alcoholic does not want to get sober, they're not going to. You can beg them, plead with them, hide their liquor, hide their keys. You can cry, whine, scream, yell, and they're not going to stop, right? It's an illness. So for everybody that has someone in their life, they can't figure out why, especially the pandemic has brought this, this is really a big problem, especially for the elderly. They're at home, they're alone, they're drinking, right? They're lonely, they're scared. It's difficult. So you want to understand what the alcoholism is. It's an illness. It's not a choice, right? And it'll help you have some empathy for your mother. So go to my website, and there's a ton of free information. There's free vlogs and blogs, and I talk about the illness. Once you understand what you're dealing with, you'll have a little bit better perspective on your mom and what's going on with her, okay? So that's one thing, KarenGardenier.com. Check that out. There's also a whole another section for the family. You might enjoy that as well. So that's one thing you can do. Get to Al-Anon. There's links on my blog, on that website. There's links on the side that get you to Al-Anon, Nar-Anon. They explain all of that. So you want to seek some help for yourself, because there's nothing you can do about the other person, whether it's your child, your parent. If they don't want to quit drinking, the only thing that's going to change your mind is consequences. Now, it might be consequences. Who knows? It could be a terrible consequence. It could be that they got drunk and let their dog out. Their dog got out and ran away, and that's a terrible consequence. It could be that the kids cut them off and won't talk to them anymore, or won't let them see the grandkids. I don't know, right? But consequences are usually what gets people's attention. So you're going to have to just kind of wait it out. But by going to Al-Anon, you can either create your own boundaries, get in your own hula hoop, so to speak, stay out of her hula hoop, love her, right? But live your own life and see what happens, so that you're available when she does want help, right? So you need to go to Al-Anon, get help for yourself, because you can't help her if she does not want help. If she wants help, that's a whole nother deal, right? And there's lots of help for her. I would call her Medicare card on the back, the 1-800 number, and ask them, say, my mother needs help with substance abuse. And they will guide you in the right direction of what they're going to pay for. So, that's it. I don't want you to be heartbroken about it. You can't take it personal. She loves you. She's your mother. You know what I mean? I'm assuming that this is, a recent deal, and it's very upsetting. It's upsetting for a lot of people. But you've got to ask her what she wants to do. That's the key phrase. Mom, I see that we've got a problem here. Do you think there's a problem? If she says, yes, I think I've got a problem, say, what do you want to do? And see what she says. And if she says, no, there's no problem, get out of my house, then get out of her house. Go to Al-Anon. Get some help. Pray for your mother. But there is one thing. You do want to make sure if there's other siblings that don't live around and don't know what's going on, you do want to let them know. Okay, so if something happens, they had the opportunity to come out and help, or call her, confront her, see what she wants to do as well. You don't want to take that right away from your family, right? So just in case something does happen, a bad consequence, nobody can blame you and say, well, you didn't tell us. Why didn't you tell us, right? There's no secret here. It's a problem. And if it wasn't a problem, you wouldn't have contacted me, right? So seek out Al-Anon. Go to my website. Look at all the free information. Understand what she's dealing with so you have some empathy. It'll take the anger away. Okay? Let me know if I can be of any more help. Have a great day.